What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the 2 for 1 Special Podcast. My name is Randall, and with me, as always, my boy LJ and the OG Dad. I just messed it up. The OG Dad himself. What's going on? I don't know what just happened, but
You
y'all go
can't
ahead.
talk.
Y'all go ahead and say what up to the folks. I don't know what just happened. I just had a brain fart, but y'all say what up to the people, man.
What's up? What's up?
I don't know what just happened. I was talking, and then my mouth just. I don't know what just happened. I don't know. But everybody, welcome back. I don't know what just happened. My, y'all don't know. But we're gonna talk about today's podcast or today's episode. I don't know what's going on, especially in the NFL, because I watched a TikTok and he said how this is one of the most gruesome years for injuries in the NFL. And I agree with him because I ain't never seen all these stars. I seen a lot of these stars get injured, but not like this type of injury in the NFL. So we're gonna talk about all the injuries that's going on in the NFL, and we're also gonna talk about what the hell is going on in college football, because apparently being a college head coach for football and you could be garbage, look like it could make you go into an early retirement. And a lot of these coaches don't care. So we're gonna talk about how all these colleges are firing their head coach and buying them out of their contracts. And then we're gonna talk about what's going on with Wemby and the Spurs, because that I don't know. Yeah, whoever he trained with during the offseason did a wonderful job with him. So we probably gonna say that one for last. But before I messed up the intro, Dad was telling me about what was going on with the trades in the NFL, because I haven't heard about it today. So Dad, go ahead and talk to you for what we got going on with the trades in the
Okay.
NFL.
So today was the NFL trade deadline, right?
Right.
And the New York Jets said, "We just gonna blow this. We're gonna blow this thing up. We're gonna blow it up, and we're gonna get all the draft picks." So, let's see. Let me see if I can get the exact trade for it. So, starting off with Sauce Gardner going to the Colts. I believe it's for 2 firsts. Yeah, it is for 2 firsts, and he's going to the Colts. So, the Colts, who weren't exactly the weakest at that position, but they weren't the great at that position. So, what you guys think about the Sauce Gardner going to the Colts?
You go first, LJ.
So, sorry, that just hit me out of nowhere. So pretty much the Jets have decided to just blow up their whole thing and just said they're going to start from new, starting next year.
Take it to the studs.
Uh, so I'm not sure if the Colts needed another cornerback, but I mean it's Sauce Gardner, and some people say he hasn't had a good season since his freshman or rookie season. I don't know why I said freshman season, but since his rookie season. But that just might be because it was the Jets. So now that he's on the actual
100%.
team with actual aspirations, he might play a lot better, and he might, that might be the reason why they actually make it to the Super Bowl and win it this year.
To be honest with you, 'cause ain't the Jets 1-6 or 1-7?
1-7, maybe 1-8. Who knows?
At this point, they might well just get. They need a rebrand. At the end of the day, I don't know if you need to start with the office, the coaching, or the players, but
Coaching's fine, right? They just got a new coach, so I wouldn't go to coaching just yet.
right.
But they need a whole new culture, though.
But to be honest with you, either way you go, this trade is not a W for the Jets. It's not an L for the Jets, if you think about it. Because at the end of the day, you 1-6, 1-7, or 1-8. We don't know. Nobody been really keeping up to date with them. And at this point, if I was a player in the Jets, if I get traded, that's a W in my book. So who he went to again, Dad?
He went to the Colts, the first place in the Indianapolis Colts.
So he automatically he got a W.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, it's not a win or lose situation for the Jets. as a whole, as an organization, but as a player, if you get it traded away from the Jets, no matter what, it's a W. So, so yeah, I don't think the Jets took a loss or a win
So
either way.
speaking of Jets, they also. So I want to talk a little bit in depth about this trade because this trade right here does a few things, and I'll explain it. The Jets traded Quinn Williams to the Cowboys. Okay, and in exchange for the Cowboys traded their 2027 first round pick to the Jets for Quinn Williams. So, in a sense, now, first of all, the Jets in 2027 have three first round picks right now. So, which is gold either way. So, like, even if like say like they know somebody in 2027 who's going to be great or something like that, and they want to move up to get them in, they have all the leverage in the world, you know. Second, excuse me. This makes me look at the Micah Parsons trade different now, because now it's like the Micah Parsons trade gave the Cowboys a little bit more room and dare I say flexibility for this move because they was able to trade a 2027 pick for another interior defensive lineman. While they still have edge problems on defensive line, they shored up the middle with I can't remember who they traded for in the beginning. The person they got for Micah Parsons, can't remember his names, and now they got Quinn Williams. That middle of the defensive line is like you don't run up that against that middle right now. Like it's going to be great, and they still got a 2027 pick, and the whole trade is a lot cheaper than what they would have had to pay Micah Parsons. So, while Jerry Jones is very senile, whoever told Jerry Jones to make this trade was in the right, I should say. And because it gave him flexibility to make this trade right here. Now, do I think the Cowboys should have been buyers instead of sellers right now? No, because they still have a bigger climb to make to get to the playoffs, but it's still a good trade for them nonetheless.
I just don't trust the Cowboys with anything.
Especially what happened last night. Now, was it last night they played?
Yeah.
Yeah, especially what happened last night.
And maybe that's why they went and did this trade because I didn't really watch the game for real. But their run defense has not been great.
I'm just gonna tell you right now, horrible.
Yeah. Oh, Kenny Clark. Kenny Clark is the bright spot of that defensive line, though. So the person they traded the Patrick Kenny Clark, he has been the bright spot for them. But sorry, go ahead.
But I mean, we'll see what happens. But I mean, it's the Cowboys. They can always do something. Everybody's going to hype it up, and then they still going to just bail out at the last second. So I mean, until there's some actual changes in the front office of that Cowboys organization, I just don't think it's possible at this time. That's just me, though.
I'm with OJ. They need I forgot the owner name. I had it, but it disappeared. Either way it go, he need to just say I'm done and just go about his day. Front office need a whole revamp, and then they go from there because he just I don't know.
You mean Jerry Jones? No, Jerry Jones can still be the owner, whatever. He just needs to be silent and not be the owner GM.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He need to let, I ain't even cut you off. He need to let one of the positions go, and then have somebody else take control, and they go from there.
No. He just needs to let go of GM. That's it. He can still be the owner. I think people would love him as just owner Jerry Jones.
Right.
It's Jerry Jones and owner and GM is the problem. It's that GM part. He needs to let that go. But his arrogance and pride and senileness won't allow him to.
And this is one more trade I want to talk about before we move on. There was a bunch of trades today, but this trade happened the other day. And first of all, I'm on to you, Howie Roseman, the Eagles GM. I'm on to you because you obviously have dirt on every single GM in the NFL. That's why people are willing to trade with you. And I don't understand why. But this man took advantage of the new interim GM of the Dolphins and traded for the best edge rusher, Jalen Phillips, for a third round pick, and the Dolphins has to pay his salary. So I'm like, so you give him a third, right? And you don't even have to pay the man. The Dolphins are still paying him. And you get their best edge rusher, who's a Pro Bowl edge rusher, to the already stacked Eagles defensive line. So, like, Howie, I'm onto you, okay?
I mean, they trying to rebuild, I guess, in Miami,
They
and
can't.
a lot of those contracts are bad out there.
About to say
So
Miami done for Tua literally went and did a press conference, and he's so media trained where he just basically said, "Look, I'm done with the season. I'm just out there just to be out there." That's basically what he said when he did that press conference.
If they get rid of Tua this offseason, it's going to be $90 million in dead cap.
Yeah,
And the cap space is 200 plus million, but 90 million is almost half your cap. It's like 40% of your cap
and to,
off of one person who's not even going to be there. So like Tua's going to have to stay and play.
I'm gonna say
You know?
to be honest with you, even though he having a bad season this season, he's really not the problem. If you think about it, he's really not the problem.
he ain't the issue. I mean, he ain't the solution either.
Well, that is true.
So what do you think the Dolphins' problem is?
Number one, because Tyreek explained everything before the season even started. Number one, the coaching staff in place. There's nobody in the locker room taking control. No OG, no veteran, none. Everybody in there doing their own thing. Tyreek literally said they go in there, they don't respect the coaching staff. They just go in there and just be on their phones 24/7, laugh and giggle, nothing, all that. Tyreek literally said that before the season started. What they need to do is they need a veteran. They need a veteran who's gonna come in there, control the locker room, keep all the youngest down, and say, hey, we're gonna come in here as a team, as a family, and focus on football. Nothing else, none more. Then you need to get a coach, and I keep on forgetting his name, who something similar what the Steelers got, where he's dominant, where he ain't gonna put up with the player stuff. Like if you talk to the player, if the player talk to you back, he ain't gonna run away. He literally gonna stay there toe to toe, be like, hey, don't talk about all that crazy stuff. But they just need dominance. At the end of the day, they just gave up. They literally gave up. Nobody on the team care about. They already know the season over with. They just going out there so they won't get fined, and they got no choice but to play. So they just lost the heart. At the end of the day, they lost their heart because before two even got this concussion, they would look up like Super Bowl contenders out there. And then, go ahead, Dan.
You said they need a new coach.
I don't think they need a new coach. I think they just need.
They probably need a new coach.
They need a new coach. They're not listening to him no more, and they need a coach who's immune to the Miami nightlife.
Yeah.
Because if you look at Mike McDaniel from the first year he started coaching to how he looks now, he's totally pimped out in Miami.
Yeah, he is.
Miami will change people, and he's been changed. Like he's living that Miami nightlife. So
In other words, they need to get an old man up in there.
An old man or somebody who's just really boring.
Yeah. Like that. Get somebody like Andy Reid.
No, you don't want.
Okay.
But they just lost determination. Because even like Tyreek said it in the beginning, I think it was like the preseason, something like that, or like season, like not season, like week 3 or 4, whatever, right before he had his injury. Because they were talking about how him, Tua, and somebody else had supposed to have a meeting, and he cleared it up talking about it wasn't a meeting because when we was in the locker room, nobody talked to each other, to be on their phones, all that crazy stuff. But that's what they need. They need determination. They just don't care no more. They there to literally get a paycheck if they even win or lose the game, and they gonna go home, and that's it. And Tua basically said that when he had made that press conference, like, hey, I'm just here because I have no choice, and I don't want to get fined, and I want to get paid. I don't care if we win a game. I don't care if we lose a game. I'm just here just because it's in my contract. I don't care. So I'm just gonna go out there and throw the ball, and wherever the hell the ball goes, it gonna go. I don't care if it go in a receiver hand. I don't care if it goes in the opposite team receiver's hand. Long as I'm out there throwing the ball, that's all that matters to me. And we saw that yesterday, if they play yesterday or Sunday, whatever they play, and we saw that. Cause I think they had like 3 at the first half or something like that.
Yeah, it was bad. It wasn't a good game for him at
Yeah.
all.
So that's all. Miami just don't care. They literally don't care. They just there. Even the coach know he probably gonna be gone by the end of the season. He don't care.
He knows he's gone. He
So-
knows he's gone.
So yeah, ain't no saving Miami right now. The only thing you can do is just get somebody in there who will keep them keep them football players under control in that locker room, and then you just go from there.
They need to get somebody there who is willing to. First of all, like unless you get them to want to restructure their contracts,
Yeah,
that's what you need to do. You need to get somebody who wants to deal with a project, because this is the equivalent of a fixer-upper home, like except for it's just a slab of concrete, because it doesn't have good bones. The fixer-upper, you at least say, oh, it has good bones, like you have a good foundation, but it's got a cracked foundation and everything. You literally got to fix the foundation and build it up from there.
Yeah.
but at the end, they like I said, they just there for a paycheck. So if I was a player from Miami, I do something this offseason. I go to a different team. And then they just figure something out. But you got anything else there?
As far as trades, no. I'm leaving it at that. We can talk about the trades all day, and then I'll hit the main points.
I got you. So which one do y'all want to start with?
Let's talk about Auburn's coaching change.
I
knew that.
knew he was about to say that. I knew he
You
was about
asked
to
the
say that.
question.
Or we could
You asked the
talk
question.
about your QB dislocated his whole entire arm. Which one we want to go first?
He did dislocate his whole entire arm. He broke it. That,
He dislocated his elbow. That's exactly.
it was that didn't look eye because
Yeah.
I didn't watch it,
Yeah,
but I
it
saw
was dislocated.
I saw the clip from it, and I said that man's arm is broken.
Now they put it back. They put it back in place when it.
That
Yeah.
looks.
I don't know how they did it, but they put it back in place. That on the field. I don't know how they did it, but they did. But we can start with Auburn, because I literally, when you show me that when you text me that I'm like, I'm not finna entertain that, because I literally went off on LJ because I was like, we need to let this damn coach go. As soon as you sent me that, I was yelling at LJ saying, bro, we need to fire this damn coach. This coach need to go. And lo and behold, the next day he got fired. So I'm gonna let LJ go first, and then Dad, you go after LJ. What you thought?
Okay, so I'm gonna start from where everything went
Hey,
wrong.
you have the time of your life over there.
I know he is. It's fine. I'm gonna start where everything went wrong. So what went wrong this season? It didn't start at the Oklahoma game. It didn't start at the Texas A&M game. It started at the Georgia game. At that point, we had lost those 2 games to Georgia or not to Georgia, but to Texas A&M and to Oklahoma.
Hold
That was
on.
close games.
Let me add something. We didn't lose them games to Texas A&M and Georgia. We lost it to the refs. Let that be known.
Oklahoma, yes. The Oklahoma game definitely, I will say, I felt like the refs screwed us completely. The Texas A&M game, we had a chance to win it in other ways, but I'm gonna let that go. In the Georgia game, that was a touchdown, but it wasn't called a touchdown. It was turned back and said Georgia had the ball. Okay, that pissed everybody off because that looked like a touchdown to everybody who knew what a touchdown was. But okay. it is up to the head coach to get your team back on track, no matter what. It was literally at halftime. You stopped them from getting the touchdown, and only got them a field goal. You were supposed to go in there and be like, "Yes, we're getting screwed again, but this time we're gonna make sure they can't do that to us. We're gonna go out in this second half and completely dominate Georgia just like how we did in this first one." And that did not happen at all. Defensively, it did better, but offensively, the offense was gone, and that has been the problem all season long for Auburn. Is that as soon as the offense gets one problem, they get a holding penalty, offensive line, uh, offsides, whatever, false starts, whatever. As soon as that one mistake happens, the offense goes away. That it's repeated. And as Hugh Freeze was supposed to be, he was the offensive minded coach. He fixed Auburn. You have to say that he fixed Auburn in every position offensively except for quarterback, and that's the issue because quarterback is one of the, if not the most important position on a football team. And because he could not get that done, and he was 6-16 in the SEC, he got fired. I think, me personally, Hugh Freeze. A lot of people say I'm wrong, but I think Hugh Freeze really did a lot for the school, recruiting wise. And I'm very scared when they was going to let him go because I said we're about to lose all these recruits that we have. We're about to lose Cam Coleman, who is one of the best, uh, sophomore wide receivers out there. He's not getting as many touches, but again, quarterback is an issue. We had Eric Singleton out there, who was a workhorse for Georgia Tech last year. He was supposed to be a workhorse for us this year. That hasn't really come to fruition again because of quarterback play. We have weapons on that offensive side of the ball. It's just not being utilized because we don't have nobody that can throw them the ball correctly, in stride, in the open spots, anything. So, there's been a lot of talk of who's going to take the Auburn job because supposedly the Auburn job is just a horrible job. The reason it's a horrible job is because there's too many cooks in the kitchen. The boosters get involved. This person gets involved. Blah blah blah. This blah 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 that. Blah 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 this. Supposedly the AD has came out and said he is the final decision. He will make the final decision on who he is. Is that really true? I have no idea. You see what's going on at LSU. People are like, that's a good job. If I'm somebody going to LSU, I would not want that job. I'm looking at LSU like this is an issue.
Hold on. Can we talk about that? They to be honest, to be honest with you, he should not got fired from that game. It was Texas A&M.
Yes, he should. Brian Kelly is God.
Brian Kelly was not a good fit. Brian Kelly is not a Southern coach.
But for them to say, okay, the Texas A&M game was the last straw, even though they got blown out. Come, let's be honest.
No, Randall. Listen. That was an LSU night game. If you're LSU, you don't lose your night game.
Well, that's true.
That is the one thing about LSU. You do not lose a night game, and if you do, you don't get blown out like they did. Yeah. You lose by a point on a last minute field goal.
But we got a Heisman QB candidate.
It don't matter. It's LSU at night. You ain't supposed to lose. It's like how everybody talk about this voodoo and Jordan here. It's voodoo at night at Death Valley.
Yeah.
When you go into Death Valley, you're going in there to lose if it's at night. That is from my time of watching SEC football. There's a couple things I know. If you're facing Nick Saban, you're always going to probably lose unless he's having an off day. If you're going to LSU at night, you're going to lose unless that voodoo's gone. And Brian Kelly could not activate that voodoo at night, which is a problem. And that is why he got fired. You can't tell me no other reason why he got fired. He got fired because he lost a night game at LSU.
No. Even if the QB is a Heisman candidate,
Doesn't matter.
God dog.
It's LSU at night. You ain't supposed to. You ain't supposed to lose that.
I got
But back to Auburn,
you.
because I'm not done with Auburn. I don't think the Auburn job is this scary thing like everybody's keeps talking about.
It's not at all. It's actually a really good job.
And if you get the right person to come in there as soon as possible, which I'm gonna give my I'm gonna talk about these coaching people. If you get the right person in there to say, "Hey Kim, don't leave," "Hey
Yep.
Carl, don't leave,"
Mm-hmm.
Eric Singleton, stay one more year. I think he's a senior, but I think he got one more year eligibility. I'm gonna find us a quarterback. I'm gonna get rid of all these other ones. I'm gonna find us a quarterback, and we're gonna win because we have the weapons. We have everything we need. We just need to find a quarterback and a coach to do it. But these names that I'm hearing are getting me upset. Three in particular. Now they aren't the favorites. The favorites I heard are like uh, James Franklin, the coach from Tulane. I can't.
Missouri coach.
Missouri coach and the coach from Vanderbilt. Those are like the four favorites in my. With what I heard.
If
But
I'm the
these
Vanderbilt
names,
coach, I'm not leaving.
huh?
If I'm the Vanderbilt coach, I'm not leaving.
Oh, I
Vanderbilt.
wouldn't either.
Oh heck no.
I wouldn't.
He after how he turned around that program, heck no.
Right. And then also there's Lane Kiffin, but I do not want Lane Kiffin. Nobody should want Lane Kiffin. Lane Kiffin. I don't see a reason why Lane Kiffin should leave Ole Miss, but that's it's always out there.
You're not leaving
Right.
Ole Miss for Auburn.
Right. I don't want Lane Kiffin anyway. So that's besides the point. But these three names have got to be hot. The three names are Dan Mullen, which I said we had him as a defensive coordinator, and it didn't turn out that well. John Gruden, which why? And then goddamn, I forgot the last one. There was one more, but those two in particular, especially the John Gruden one, got me hot because I said out of all the coaches you could have named, you said John Gruden. But that's besides the point. I think we actually do have somebody that could take that position, and is actually who is going to be the interim head coach for Auburn. Is the defensive coordinator, DJ Durkin. The defensive side of the ball for Auburn has been amazing. That's what DJ Durkin does. For anybody who don't know, Auburn is one of 4 teams to keep their opponents to 24 or less points. Do you guys know what the other 3 teams are that have done that?
Who?
Ohio State, Indiana. I can't remember the third thing. I think it's Georgia. But it's Ohio State and Indiana are the first 2. And if I may I add, Ohio State is ranked number 1. Indiana is ranked number 2.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So you telling me that our defense is one of the top 4 defenses in points allowed, but our offense can't score 24 points to win the game. That's the issue.
Can't
Right?
score 17.
Can't score 10. We lost to Kentucky 10-3. You
10
can't
to
score
3.
more than 3 points.
It Kentucky out of everybody.
Don't get me started about that. So, with that being said, I do think if DJ Durkin taking over, if he goes in and he somehow, I don't think it's going to happen, but if he somehow beats Vanderbilt, we're going to beat Mercer no matter what, because they're always going to beat Mercer. But if he somehow beats Vanderbilt
We hope, shoot.
and beat Alabama, again, I don't see it happening, but if he does, I don't know how I can be the AD of Auburn and not be like, okay, I'm going to let DJ Durkin coach this team, and then I'm going to go find me the next Mike McDaniel offensive coordinator and pay him a lot of money to come down. That would be my idea. If DJ Durkin does a really, really good job in these last 3 games, I don't see how you can say no to him for the head coaching job and then see if you can spend a whole bunch of money to find your offensive coordinator.
Can I chime in real quick?
Sure. I'm done.
Um, I don't know yet. You might want to say something after I say something. But first of all, John Gruden is linked to every college job right now. He
So
was
stupid.
he was linked to Arkansas right
That's
now.
stupid.
But I don't mind John Gruden going to college, but I have an 8 out of 10. It's going to turn out to be like North Carolina without the Jordan stuff going on. But I don't know if John Gruden can. He tries by signing up by Barstool, try to relate to the younger youth and stuff like that. But I don't know if he can relate to the college kids with NIL money. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so that's one thing. But if Gruden was to go to Auburn,
No.
just hear me out. Just hear me out. I'm telling you right now. I'm calling you here first. When this airs, you will hear from me. DJ Lagway is going to hit the portal because he was very much tied to Napier at the head coach. They loved each other and stuff like that. So if you could get DJ Lagway at Auburn, now
I
granted,
don't. I did. I see some, but them Florida games don't impress me, man.
DJ Lagway is DJ Lagway is a product of bad coaching, and I guarantee you that. DJ Lagway it could go anywhere else. Hell, I hope USC picks him up next year. But if you guys can get a good quarterback whisperer over there and pick him up, he can turn around. Now, I thought with Jackson Arnold, y'all was gonna be good this year.
I did too.
I really did. Like remember we were talking about I had faith in you guys all year. I was like, I said, y'all going to do good this year. You know, I found myself watching more Auburn games to root for y'all, but I couldn't watch it anymore. Games were boring. You know, the offense ain't moving and stuff like that. It's not good football to watch.
Thanks. We appreciate that. You know.
I tried. I really tried.
Mm-hmm.
But with that being said, Auburn is it's a great opportunity to be in the SEC, prove yourself, and get it. Like I ain't gonna lie, Auburn is a stepping stone job right now. It's a good job for that. It's a stepping stone job because you could go to Auburn, get your teeth, get some wins, and Alabama might come calling or something like that, or LSU might come calling at some point. You know, so.
I'm about to say if that's the thing. If you're an Auburn coach, you will never get an Alabama job. Yeah, it's not going to happen.
I know, but it's like you could get like a great job coming from Auburn.
But I don't think it is a stepping stone job because if you, I'm telling you, if Auburn start getting some wins, you're going to be like, it's going to be back in 2010 when we had Cam Newton. Like it's going to be a whole different animal. We just need some wins.
You guys
We
are
just
still
need to
living
get
off of
some-
Cam Newton though. You guys are still your prestige is not as high as it used to be, and that's what I'm saying. It is a setup job. Now, if you go there and win and you stay, more props to you. But if you go to Auburn right now and actually have good quarterback play and win, you could coach anywhere. So that's like I hate to say it, but Auburn is a stepping stone job right now. But it's the best stepping stone job out there right now. Like you go to Auburn, you gonna be able if you can get Cam Coleman to stay, and you get a quarterback in there, sky's the limit. Sky is the limit because your defense is set. Matter of fact, I agree with you. You could try to make the defensive coordinator the head coach, but you want to bring in an offensive coordinator who knows their stuff with quarterbacks stuff like that.
Right.
So, what you got, Randall? I mean, this is your squad, man.
I'm gonna say this. Should never got rid of Gus. Should never got rid of Gus. He was the coach. Gus was the coach. Auburn, I feel Alabama. Auburn should have gave him some time. They cut him off way too early. Should have gave him some time. But that's just here now. But what we really need to do, Auburn needs some donors. We need a lot of donors. We need a QB coach, not a QB coach. No. We do need a QB coach. We need a QB coach. We need a whole bunch of donors. We need to get a freaking endorsement deal with. Well, Nike ain't gonna do it because they got Oregon, but we need an endorsement deal with Adidas. Um,
We have one with Under Armour.
Under Armour.
We just signed a new one with Under Armour.
Under Armour need to get in there. Wherever, Under Armour need to go and find some land in Auburn and build a new headquarters there, strictly for the Auburn Tigers. Exactly how how Nike headquarters are doing for the Oregon Ducks for their football program. They literally get to train private trainers in Nike headquarters, all these special treatment, special sleeping beds, whatever. Nike got it. Under Armour need to do the same thing. Build an HQ in Auburn and have the football players get special training from them. Get some donors that don't mind dropping hundreds of millions of dollars. Get a QB coach. Maybe a defensive line because I really haven't been watching, so I don't know if the defensive line is good this year.
No, defense is fine. So there's not an issue with the defense.
Okay, defense fine. Okay.
It's all offense.
So so get a QB coach, get a whole bunch of donors. Under Armour need to get in contact with the university to figure something out with the athletic program. Build an HQ in Auburn. Get a good quarterback coach, and whatever the hell the offense needs. Cause like I said, I haven't watched Auburn. Whatever else the offense need, boom. That's just all your problem.
Auburn's offense is so bad they couldn't score against the Cincinnati Bengals right now.
I mean, he's not wrong. I've seen every Auburn game.
Listen, after that, I was about to cuss about him, but I ain't gonna do it.
Here's a stat. The Auburn defense has more points than the Auburn offense in the last two.
All I'm saying is, after that performance with Kentucky, out of anybody, if we only was able to score 3 points, yeah, that was the last straw. You saw what I text you when I saw that final score. Out of everybody, Kentucky, we was only able to get 3 points. That's no matter, and you know this, LJ. No matter how garbage our team was, no matter, we was able to put up more than 10 points against Kentucky every time we played against Kentucky. But 3, LJ?
But that was years prior. That's not this year.
But like I said, we need to get some donors. We need to get a lot of donors. We need Under Armour to get involved. Get us a QB coaching staff. They're gonna go out there and search the Himalayas for a QB that's 5-star or they got over 2,500 yards as a sophomore in high school. Get him, and then we go from there.
Okay, so if we can move on after this. So what you're saying is crazy because Under Armour is not going to build a headquarters at Auburn.
I know.
2, the reason Nike built a headquarters in Oregon is because it started in Oregon.
That's what I said. I said that's what I said.
So that's just mutant point because no other company is going to do that.
I know. I was just saying.
3, we do have donors, and that's one of the problems with Auburn is that the donors, from my understanding, are too involved with the coaching hire.
I believe it.
Because they said so. My understanding is Brian Harsin was a byproduct of the donors telling because they said they wanted, I think it's Oklahoma coach Brent Venables. That's who was supposed to get the job when Brian Harsin got hired. But what ended up happening is Brent Venables got scared because he had one person telling him he's gotten the job, and then another person saying no, he didn't get the job. We going with somebody else. And so he just didn't know who to believe. And so he like, y'all got too much going on over there. I'm going over here.
Right. Which I don't blame.
And then what happened with Hugh Freeze is they had another AD, and they say it's part of the reason why he left. they said that he didn't want Hugh Freeze at first, but he got talked into hiring him. But after a while, he was just like, "I'm not really feel comfortable with this," and he left. And that's why they went and got the AD from Texas A&M to take over for Arbor. So, with this one, I hope everybody who has been involved in the last coaching have been like, okay, we have made some bad coaching hires. Our bad. We're just gonna let the AD do his job because that's literally what he's there for. So let the AD do his job. Find us a head coach, which again, I'm okay with DJ Durkin if he does if he can beat Vanderbilt and does well against Alabama, I'm all for it. Right?
Right.
If that doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But I do think you should keep DJ Durkin should be on that short list. And then you, like I said, you go find you. I mean, what might y'all might call me crazy, but what a good idea might be is DJ Durkin becomes the head coach. Mike McDaniels gets fired from Miami, and then DJ Durkin be like, hey, you want to go coach college football? And then you know, Mike McDaniels, he's an offensive guru. That's the whole reason why he got hired to Miami. So, I mean, that could happen. If not, then just go find you a 29-year-old offensive coordinator. Because those seem to be working recently.
Ain't no when it comes to Auburn, ain't no telling. Ain't no telling. But anything else before we move on? Because I want to talk about the NFL stuff. I don't know what's going on with the NFL.
There is a lot of just so I'm gonna say this with the coaching as a whole for college football. The reason why you're getting a lot of these firings, other than Penn State, the Penn State one is kind of weird. It's understandable, but it's kind of weird. But the reason you're getting a lot of these firings is because a lot of these coaches that are being fired are these old school coaches that aren't adapting well to NIL
Mm.
or are the old way of thinking. So like Brian Kelly, nobody liked Brian Kelly to begin with, really. But the other problem with Brian Kelly is that he's kind of old school, and these new, I won't say new type of players, but in this new age of NIL, a lot of these kids aren't going to allow you to just scream in their face all day. What's going to happen is if they're going to take it up to a certain point,
Right.
depending on how much money they're getting paid, and then after a while they're gonna be like, okay, I'm not getting paid enough for this, and they're just gonna hop in the transfer portal and leave. So that's something to be, you have to think about. But yeah, college football is becoming more and more like the NFL, I think, and it's because of NIL, which I'm not saying is a bad thing, but it is happening.
James Franklin was a weird one for me,
Oh.
just because he has a hand on the NIL. He does. He does good with it. Yeah, the losses were bad, but if we're being honest, he was one game away from national championship last year.
Mm-hmm.
So like that's what threw me off. But apparently nobody in Pennsylvania liked him. So if the city doesn't like you, you're on a short leash. So there you go.
Like they said, you trying to get a couple M's, apply for a college football head coaching job. Be good for a year and go downhill from there. You can retire early. But to be honest, I don't know. Auburn is a hit or miss. Either they gonna be amazing one season or they're gonna be completely trash. As long as we got Georgia, Alabama, and now Vanderbilt and I forgot who they played, the other team they played. As long as we got them in our conference, we gonna be the laughing stock for a while. So
It was Kentucky. Now it is us.
yeah, No, no, no. It was Vanderbilt, then
Oh, I
Kentucky.
know. I'm talking about this year. I'm talking
Oh,
about this
this
year.
year. Oh, but yeah, now we the laughing stock of the SEC. So
Yes.
it gonna it, it gonna it gonna be like that for a while. I just with everything going on, how the recruitments for Georgia, Alabama, now Vanderbilt, and I forgot who they played to the other team they played. Was they Auburn gonna is the new laughing face of the SEC, and we probably gonna be like that for a while. But let's switch over to the NFL because we got to talk about what the heck is going on in the NFL, and then we gonna talk. I'm gonna start off with you first. So if y'all haven't been, I'm just gonna say this. Recently, this year, a lot of players is getting injured, and I ain't talking about no sprained ankle, not broken, sprained ankle, hand hurt. They threw the ball wrong, and the player hit his hand, and he got to be out for a couple games because it's sore. We ain't talking about none of them. We talking about gruesome injuries to the point where you gotta tell your kids like, hey, don't watch the TV. Hey, we finna change from this. Yeah, I don't want to see you see his injury, especially this week. I think it was like two or three of them happened this week. So that since you've been watching football longer than me, LJ, what do you think is going on? Is it the personal trainers? Is it new fields because they not playing on turf concrete no more? Or you think these players is out there just hitting too damn hard? What you think?
So it's been the last 3 years this has been going on. Just there's nasty, gruesome injury, and some of it is the field. Nobody should have to play on turf. Turf is just concrete with fake Christmas tree grass on it. That's all it is. That's all turf is. So nobody should have to play on that. Every stadium should have grass. And that's just my opinion. Um, Second, a lot of players these days are leaner back than the older days. They're leaner because it makes them faster, and they can still produce the same amount of somewhat the same power than it was back in the day. Um, Older days, more people were top heavy and stuff like that, and then but now it's like they're just more lean. But you get them gruesome leg injuries because it's not enough muscle down there. Some of them are not working it out as much as they should. I call it more CrossFit injuries than anything because they're doing like more circuits at CrossFit than working specific parts and stuff like that. And which is fine. It's new NFL. Technology has changed. Workout regimens have changed, stuff like that. So like, I understand why they're leaner and skinnier and like not as big and buff as the old days. Because the old days, the game was a lot slower. Now it's much faster. So you need to be that way. But it doesn't help like getting these injuries. And it's the lack of two a days also. Um, in the beginning of the season, before season start, I'll tell people, listen, like I would not touch Terry McLaurin or or anybody that held out for a long time. I would not take them in any type of fantasy situation or anything like that or worry about them because they missed a lot of training camp and stuff like that. And to getting them hits, getting them reps in and stuff like that. I know you've been in the league for X amount of years and you know the routine and stuff like that. But the routine is not preparing your body to take them hits and stuff like that. So, what happened to Jaden Daniels? Bad luck. Like he should he have been in the game? No. But it is what it is. He was in the game. NFL don't really be substituting like that too much anyway. But he landed on his arm. He landed on his arm, and he dislocated his elbow. It looked a lot worse than what it was.
Mm-hmm.
It looked a whole lot worse than what it was. I'm thankful it was his non-throwing arm, and it's a dislocated elbow. They say he can come back this season. Don't do that. This season's done.
Right.
Let's just kick back, get our draft picks, and play for next season. But like other injuries and stuff like that, it's been like gruesome. So that it's just a different type of training. Different type of training and same hard hits. So like you gotta so at the end, I hate turf. turf is completely useless. Like I understand the domes is like it looks pretty, it looks good and everything, but we just need to get grass out there. We need to get people out there who take pride in taking care of the field and having the grass look great. So that's what the NFL needs.
Andrew, what's your thoughts? All these
Ah,
crazy injuries we got going on.
I mean, I know Dad talks about turf, and I think it does have to do with the ground and turf and things like that. But I keep hearing that there's really no difference between grass and turf. I I'm with that. I don't think that's true, but
It's not at all.
I also haven't seen all the data on both sides.
I've been tackled on turf. I've been tackled on grass. I take grass 1,000% of the time. It's literally like getting tackled on sidewalk when you
See,
played on turf.
and that's what players say. So I'm one of those people who are like, okay, I'm not playing the game. They are. So let's at least let them pick what type of field they want. And I understand that will cost a whole bunch of money because turf is easy to take care of. Grass, you're going to have to actually have a maintenance crew come out there every day to do it. But like Dad said, it's worth it, especially with the type of injuries you're seeing now. I think is also, as Dad said, it's the type of trainings people are doing, and people aren't as you know heavy in certain areas anymore because you try to get now we have it down to a science. Back in, I guess you could say, the olden days, it's just you try to get a little bit of bulk on you. Everybody needs to have some bulk on you, so you can take a hit. Now it's you need to have this percent of your body's fat, and this amount of muscle, so you can run fast and keep up at that speed, so you can catch the ball that's going to be thrown at this right time, right? So it's it's a conundrum that's going to have to be figured out. How do we figure it out? Who knows? But also, I mean, it is a contact sport. You're going to have injuries. It's just this year is just a little bit worse than others.
I really don't see. There's no way unless you tell them, even this ain't gonna happen. Unless you tell them like, hey, you gotta tackle softly. It's not gonna happen. But I really don't know what's going on this season. Why we getting all these gruesome injuries that we getting. I'm with Dad with the Jason Daniel one. That one was just unfortunate. He just landed the worst possible way, and he could have landed it, and that was, yeah. But all the other injuries, I don't know, these ankle injuries. You got I forgot the dude's name. It started with an S for the New York Giants. His whole ankle went the whole did a
So
360.
you're not talking
Cat
about
Scatterby.
Yeah, him.
that's you said the Giants or the Jets.
He
Giants.
said Giants.
Oh, okay. It sounded like I guess I was thinking Jets.
Uh,
It was it.
no, but yeah, how his ankle went the opposite direction, then man, I don't know, but I mean, it, you, it's I don't know. It's one of them things where you just sadly there's really no solution to it with these injuries.
Yeah, it's just bad luck.
Yeah.
I mean,
Um.
they took a bad angle.
Yeah.
Your leg got caught up. Now it would be a different story if it was like happening against a certain team, and then you will be like, oh, they stepping on the players or something like that, right?
Yeah.
But no, it's all around the league, all the different spots of the fields and things like that. So it's not
Yeah.
you're not able to really quantify it other than saying, as Dad said, these injuries are happening more on turf than it is on grass.
So sadly, it's just one of them years where a whole bunch of players, and for some crazy reason, even NBA do this. For some crazy reason, when like it's like a rare year where a lot of star players end up get injured. I mean injuries, and it looked like this is the year for the NFL. No, I just hope it don't continue like this. Cause it look like every week it's a gruesome injury. So I don't know.
I do. I also think this because it is some star players, but also I feel like it's a lot of rookies and sophomore players as well. It's not really. It's some old vets
Yeah.
that are getting injured, but I think it's really a lot of rookies and freshmen because, like you said, Cam Scatterboo, JJ McCarthy got hurt. Carson Wentz got hurt, but Carson Wentz over the dirt, so whatever. Um, Cam Scatterboo, Tyreek Hill got hurt, but that's he got hurt. That's one of those freak injury ones too, like Johnny Daniels, where once you in the air, you just hoping and praying.
Yeah.
That's one of those you hope and pray you come down good, and that time to pray it didn't work. So
Like you said, yeah, I just don't want to. I don't even know what to say. All I gotta say is, hopefully next week we don't see another one, cause this is like the second or third week in a row that we got a gruesome injury. I just hope that next week, however you want to call it, or whenever this come out, next week. I just hope I don't go on my Facebook page and see ESPN saying warning, don't watch this video. It's gotta, you know. But other than that, with the NFL, it looks like whoever got the healthiest team is gonna win. At this point,
That's how it usually goes in the NFL.
at this
yeah,
point, whoever healthy gonna win. And sadly, for some reason, I don't know why, but for some reason, I got Kansas City make it to the playoffs.
Make the playoffs. They're going to make the playoffs. I'm not worried about Kansas City making it to the playoffs.
I just gotta
I got Kansas City in the Super Bowl, to be honest.
see, bro,
Yeah, oh yeah.
either that or the
Yeah.
final AFC final.
No, because you ain't nobody gonna fix me otherwise. Until Kansas City's knocked out the playoffs, I think they're gonna win every game in the playoffs.
Because have you seen somebody literally? I want to say it was this game. Somebody on TikTok is. And that's a funny account. I should have seen your video. Somebody on TikTok for for his whole life. Well, not his whole life. He really hates Patrick Mahomes. What the hell Patrick Mahomes did to him, I don't know. But this TikTok creator really hates Patrick Mahomes. And what he did was he literally went back to one of these football games. I want to say this week football game. Watch it in slow mo, just to see how bad the refs want Kansas City to win.
Oh God.
and he did it's on TikTok. It was funny because he was showing like, you see this, it's supposed to be touchback against the Bills or something like that, yada yada. The ref called it back because of this and that. It was just funny, but I like that. I wouldn't be surprised. Even though they 5-4, 5-3, whatever their record is.
6-5, I think, or 6-4.
I would not
Who,
be
the
surprised.
Chiefs?
The Chiefs.
Yeah.
they 5-4.
5-4.
5-4.
I would
Okay.
not be surprised. They gonna get in the wild card. I won't be surprised they win that. Go to the first round, beat the first round. Go to the second round, beat the second round. Make it to the AFC final. Beat whoever there, and somehow end up in the Super Bowl.
I'm going to say this, and I know I'm going to regret this, but I think the Chiefs should lose to the Colts in the AFC Finals.
Oh, in the final.
Colts ain't going. Colts ain't getting there. Colts ain't ready. Colts is one more year to be ready. Colts.
I don't know. I don't know why, but I like them Colts.
The Colts ain't beating the Chiefs. They ain't beating the Bills. And since the Ravens got Lamar back, if the Ravens get in, because Pittsburgh's not that far ahead of the division.
Bills are chokers.
Ain't it like a 3 or 4 way tie right now?
No, Steelers are up right now. Steelers are up
It's,
like 2 games maybe.
It might be a 3-way tie.
No, because multiple teams fight.
Patriots are 72, Colts
Yeah.
are 72, and the Broncos are 72.
Okay, but they're not beating. It's the Bills in Kansas City.
Bills
In the
are
AFC.
chokers. I don't know.
No, I'm not saying the Bills
I
go to the
don't
Super Bowl,
trust.
but I'm saying the Bills can beat the Colts.
Here's the thing. I just got a feeling for it because they want Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes to have that rivalry. I'm going with that. It's gonna be the Bills and the Chiefs, and once again, Chiefs gonna Patrick Mahomes gonna outshine Josh Allen like he always do because they were boosting it. They were boosting this rivalry up for the longest time. Ever since Josh Allen got in the league, they've been boosting this rivalry up. So I wouldn't be surprised if somehow that's gonna be the AFC final. I wouldn't be surprised, especially how all these teams, players getting hurt. Nobody, for what I know, the Bills got hurt, and everybody from Chief right now are healthy. So
Okay,
I
so
wouldn't be
question:
surprised.
can you really call it a rivalry when every time it's the postseason you lose to them? You can beat them in the regular season, but you can never beat them in the postseason.
You can say it's a rivalry because they always meet each other at the finals. And Patrick
I mean,
Mahomes,
it's somewhat a rivalry.
yeah,
It's one sided as in the playoffs. It's one sided right now.
yeah,
Like
it's a
it
one
is what it
sided, yeah,
is.
it's a one sided
Is
rivalry.
it? Because I'm thinking back on it now. I think the Chiefs used to beat them in the regular season, but recently they
What
have.
does the regular season matter though? Like
That's what
if
I'm
you're in
saying.
the playoffs is where it matters. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? The Bills beat the Chiefs the last two regular season matchups they had,
right.
And when they
but
get
like
and when they get to the
That's
in the
playoffs,
playoffs,
it's a
the
whole
the
different.
Chiefs become the Chiefs. That's what I'm
And
saying.
that's my point. Is can you really call that a rivalry if you can't beat them in the playoffs?
You can say it's a rivalry because you always meet them when it's most important. You
I
can
don't
say
feel
it.
like you can call it a rivalry unless
Like
you
Dad said,
beat the one.
it's a one sided rivalry. Like Dad said.
That's not a rivalry then. That's just
I
you
mean,
hating on somebody
you
because
can
you
say it's
can't
a
beat.
rivalry 'cause like I said, if you
It,
keep on meeting the same person at the most important part of the NFL, that same person 3 to 4 years in a row, you could you could say it's a rivalry because, like I said, even though Patrick Mahomes is 4-1 or 3-1, whatever, how many times they made it's one of those records. You can say pretty much how Trey Young is to the New York Knicks. Trey Young called New York, "I'm your daddy." Same thing with Patrick Mahomes. He basically the Bills' daddy when it comes to when they face each other in the playoffs.
Right, because
so
it's a non-factor for him. So he
so
don't even have.
I agree with LJ in this one because I was like, yeah, it could be right, but what LJ says, like it's like you get into you see your bully down the street every time, and like you fight him, you get some hits there, but once he gets serious, you get your behind beat. It ain't a rivalry. It's a one sided beatdown every time. Remember about 2-3 years ago, the Bills they wanted their game at home. They wanted it in the snow, and they still lost. And Patrick Mahomes in the locker room said, "This is what they wanted. They wanted us here. They wanted these conditions, and they still lost. We still beat them down." So like it's one sided. It's very much one sided. So like they want it to be a rivalry. If the Bengals just get a partial defense, it'll be like Joe Burrow with them, but like the Bengals just like refuse to play any defense. Like so, it's like
I'm trying to tell y'all after whatever run Joe Burrow had when he was playing against Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs and he was like 3-0, 2-0, whatever. After he lost against that first time he lost against Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs, it went downhill from there.
mm-hmm.
So I don't know, but I would not be surprised. We can all agree on this. The Chiefs gonna be in the playoffs.
Yeah.
We can agree on that.
Yeah.
Where they gonna be placed at? That's a different story.
They can play all road games. I'm not making the Chiefs the underdogs.
No, I still think I'm with that. The Chiefs making it to the ALC finals. I just think the Colts beat them.
No, no, they're not ready. And like as much as good as Daniel Jones playing right now, Daniel Jones is not going to become Superman in the playoffs. I'm sorry, like I don't see
You
it.
don't know, man.
Well, you're right. I don't know. I don't know because I don't have evidence of Daniel Jones being good in the playoffs. I don't have it because it's never
Right.
happened.
Right.
So I can't
So
say.
crazier things have happened.
You're absolutely right. Crazier things have happened.
Hey, when it comes to Andy Reid in playoff season, that's a different monster right there. 'Cause I forgot was it last season or 2 seasons before? They were literally they start like 2-3, 2-4, something like that. And in the last end of the season, they was the Chiefs was going crazy, and then they somehow made it to the playoff, not playoff, somehow made it to the Super Bowl. So when it comes to Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, and if you want to throw in the refs because of everybody think he getting pampered by the refs, which I can say some calls shouldn't have been called, but it is what it is. I would not be surprised if they go to the Super Bowl this year. I would not be surprised, especially with Taylor Swift on their side now, and how much money she was bringing in for them when for the Super Bowl.
Why are we talking about her?
I'm just saying
Why?
because the NFL literally said since Travis Kelce started dating Taylor Swift, they saw a revenue jump of millions of dollars.
Travis Kelsey's making that money, not the NFL. Travis Kelsey's getting more jersey sales. That's all it is. And knockoff, and people on the streets are making knockoff knockoff Travis Kelsey earrings or whatever, and those people are making money. That's all that's happening. Ain't no real NFL ain't making no real money off of Taylor Swift.
But like I said, I would not be surprised. As long as they can stay healthy, it's whoever healthy, and they are probably the healthiest team in the NFL besides the Bills.
Bless you.
Them and some more teams, but yeah. So I would not be surprised if they somehow make it to the Super Bowl this year. With all these injuries at that too. So, but we almost going over our time limit, so we ain't gonna talk too much about this. All I want to say is this, and then y'all can chime in about the NBA and y'all teams. Whoever Wemby went and trained during the off season, he need to continue to train with him. Because Wemby is a monster right now. Even though he had that horrible game where he only scored 9 points. Hey,
See, you can't say somebody's a monster.
Hey,
This is exactly why you think Attack on Titan is the greatest anime ever. You cannot start a sentence like that and say he just had a bad game.
You will have you gonna have a bad game. All I gotta say is how the Spurs was last year and how they are this year. Mm-hmm. They need to keep on playing how they playing. That's all.
Wemby was hurt a lot last year too, though. Wemby still needs to grow into his body. That's his whole thing.
Yeah.
And then he went trade with some Tibetan monks or whatever he did in the off season, and he's a lot more.
He said, hold on, Dave. He said he went to train with monks.
Tibetan monks or whatever. Look, but he's doing this thing right now. He's absolutely killing it.
But yeah, I do want to say that. And even though we 4-3 now, right, LJ? Miami 4-3.
Yeah.
Hey, you haven't been keeping up with it?
I was actually because I was actually surprised Miami was doing well. I think it is 43.
Yeah.
Miami has this whole new style of play that they're doing, which I respect. It is strictly like running gun. Y'all is like no offensive sets.
Man, we all I gotta say is I'm hella surprised at this team. And I'm kind of afraid when Tyler come back, he gonna screw up momentum.
No, y'all be fine.
He shouldn't because, like Dad said, it's run and gun. Like that, he just got to get shots up. They don't care how many shots they miss or make. They just getting shots up.
But I'm very excited for this team we got in Miami. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I was not expecting this team to be this good. I'm just gonna keep it real because we ain't do nothing this
I
offseason.
still don't think they're good. I just think nobody understands their play style yet.
Yeah.
I'm
Come middle of the season, that's when you'll be able to tell. Closer, when we get a couple weeks out of All-Star break, we'll see how they're really doing. And when people got film and they're able to adjust stuff like that,
Right.
we'll be able to see more than.
But all I gotta say is for the beginning of the season, I'm very shocked. That's all I gotta say. But LJ, what you gotta say about the NBA?
Um, it started. I don't know what the Lakers put in that water, but the
Yeah, they 5-2.
Six and
they're
two.
Oh,
playing.
6-2.
Yeah, they're playing pretty well. Uh,
Without
we'll see what
LeBron.
happens when LeBron James, because everybody's saying when LeBron James comes back, he's gonna mess up the whole vibe, which I don't think is gonna happen. I think LeBron James knows he's at the end of his career. He's just there, honestly.
He gonna be
So
there for Bryce.
who knows? But I think he realized he's just there. He's gonna start. He's gonna give them good points. And if they need him to win a game, he's gonna be able to win them a game. But it's right now. They know it's a Lucas show.
And Austin Reeves shoot. Cause Austin Reeves.
Oh, and that's also true.
Yeah, Austin Reeves.
I think I'm not sure if LeBron is number two. He's definitely number. I'm not sure he's number three yet. He's definitely number two, but in probably most of the games this year, which is actually probably will be better. What should happen is Luca and Austin Reeves are 1 and 2, and then LeBron is three. And then when it gets closer to playoffs, or when the playoffs start, LeBron becomes number two, and then everybody got to remember, oh right, they got LeBron James on the team, and he be healthy, hopefully.
More than likely, he probably gonna take a month or some weeks off when he gets to playoffs.
Maybe.
But Dad, what you think or your thoughts about the NBA season right
It's still very much an infancy. Thunder haven't lost a game yet. They're the only undefeated team out there right now. Bulls are surprisingly 6-1 right now. But again, we gotta wait until see what's going on. The top four seeds in the East are the Bulls, Sixers, Pistons, and Bucks. And the Heat are five. I mean, who saw that coming?
now?
Not me. But again, it's still very early in the season, and we'll see where it all goes. Season doesn't get exciting till doesn't get real exciting till after All-Star break. There's gonna be good games here and there. Like basketball's always gonna have good games, but the excitement, like the pressure of like trying to keep up and stuff like that, and like get better in the standings doesn't happen until after All-Star break.
Right. I feel that. But before we head out, I'm gonna say this because I don't think we talked about this in the last podcast. I don't think it happened around recording. Depending on how when we come back, depending on how much how much news been out with the NFL and football and basketball, we got to talk about what the hell going on in the NBA with the gambling because ever since the gambling happened, a lot of these teams, like Dad said, a lot of these teams been good, especially some team that was garbage last year. So we got to talk about that because Dad been around when the mafia was involved in these So
Yeah, supposedly they still involved.
yeah, suppose they
Obviously, Chauncey Billups was holding Mafia game, so
So if depending on if I can remember, we gonna talk about that because it looked like a lot of these teams all of a sudden be starting becoming good now ever since that crackdown with the gambling stuff. So if I can remind myself, we gonna speak about that on the next time we come back. But Dad, what's your closing remarks for these good people that listen?
shout out to everybody who watches and listens to us on the platforms you do, Spotify, YouTube. We really appreciate you. Before I go, Disney count your days. 'Cause y'all really,
I know you gonna say something.
y'all really
Hold on.
get on my nerves.
So are you one of the
YouTube TV?
people? Are you? I was gonna say, do you cancel your YouTube TV?
They have until Saturday.
Goddamn.
They have until Saturday because me and my wife were talking about because I had to watch Big Noon Kickoff.
Ooh,
I had to watch Big Noon Kickoff.
I know. I knew you was hot when you
Today
heard.
I couldn't watch Monday Night Football. So but you could have pirated. I'm not talking about that on the air. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about it on internet waves. But like I could have watched I had to watch, couldn't watch Big Noon, had to watch Big Noon Kickoff. Today, all these NFL trades going down. I grabbed my remote and I immediately threw it down. Said, I can't watch ESPN right now. I had to go to the herd with Colin Cowherd. Do you realize I had to watch that on mute to see if there anything else happened? Because like, I cannot stand Fox Sports 1. Disney, get your ish together, okay? You're losing $5 million a day. I seen it. You're losing $5 million a day. I know you're just trying to take out the competition, get everybody's time for Hulu, but stop it, okay? Stop it. Now, I ain't gonna lie. Saturday doesn't happen. I will have time for Hulu, like, cause I can't do without ESPN for that long.
I've been had Hulu. I went to Hulu.
But like, YouTube TV's been good to me. It's been very good to me, and I enjoy it.
I started to change because I like it's cheaper, but then I really looked at it again. I'm like, it's really not that cheaper.
It's not much, but Disney, I'm looking at you like it's a disappointed parent. Okay,
They don't care. They got millions of
get
dollars.
your stuff together.
Hey.
Okay,
I bet say billions. I don't got millions.
billions.
Hey, OJ, what's your close report?
My closing remarks are thanks for listening. This Auburn job. I need the people at Auburn to listen. I need y'all to get this right because I'm tired of being the laughing stock of Alabama when it comes to football.
Yeah, Alabama,
Tired.
the SEC now.
No. We the laughing stock of Alabama. We the
Now,
worst.
UAB.
UAB beat Memphis.
How Auburn playing, I think UAB could beat.
There's a chance. The only other team worse is South because I only say that because South lost to us.
Oh yeah.
So.
Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, I need y'all to get this coach. Again, you might have a good one. Don't get another. I'm not gonna get into that. I know a lot of people like we should have hired Cadillac Williams when he was the interim, but he's never been a head coach.
No.
That was a move. I don't know what people was talking about with that one. I love Cadillac Williams. I wish he would have stayed on as like a hype cold head coach or something like that. I don't know, but like no. Anyway, I wish he'd come back to be the running back coach though. But anyway, I need y'all to get this coach, and you better be good. That's it.
I don't know what to say about Auburn. I don't know what to say. All I gotta say is, yeah, they just gotta change conference. I don't know. That's the only thing I can see. They just
You
gotta
can't change conference.
I know they can't change conference, but
Not yet,
That's,
anyway.
that's the best thing. That's the only option they can do. Is change conference at this point. But yeah, so yeah, that's good Auburn. Football, there's nothing really you can do besides if you're gonna make some protective gear for your legs, which I highly don't think that will work. I don't know. Some of this stuff you can't help because if the way you tackle, the way you land, depending how your body part is, it gonna result in that. Don't know why this season we got so many gruesome injuries that we got. Like Dad said, he blaming on turf. Like I said, I don't know. So that's another thing where sadly it really ain't nothing you can't do about that stuff. College basketball just started. Auburn is ranked 20. And we won on OT, which I was kind of scared because it was the first game. So, yeah. Carmelo Anthony's son is doing an amazing job. He scored 15. I don't know about Bryce. I think Bryce did okay.
No, he did not play. I
Bryce
looked
didn't
at it.
play? Oh, damn. Yeah. And then the NBA, I am extremely surprised about Miami performance. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I did not expect Miami to be this good. But it is still first of the season, so I'm going to wait till about 40, 35 games in the season to see how everybody's body holds up because they still fresh off, off of a couple months being off. So once they have a couple games underneath their belt, we'll see how lazy they get. See if they can start playing sloppy, all that stuff. So they doing good, way better than what I expect. But like Dad said, I'm gonna give them about 35, 40 games. See how they go from there. But other than that, we truly appreciate y'all for stopping by. The past few episodes, y'all been tuning in like crazy. The numbers been jumping up. We almost at 200 subscribers on YouTube, so appreciate y'all for that. Once again, my name is Randall. With me, as always, my boy LJ, the OG dad himself, and we go by the name Other 2 for 1 Special Podcast. Hopefully, y'all people enjoy this week episode, and we will catch y'all on the next one. Peace out.
Peace.